Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Blue. I found the Nidoran I was looking for, so let's go ahead and weaken it and then capture it. It took me a while to find this thing, but that's okay. I figured it would, because these guys are actually really hard to find in the blue version of the game. If you're playing the red version, the female will be the harder one to find. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. So I should be able to capture it with this, considering it's almost fainted. And alright, there we go. We got a male Nidoran now. Once again, don't have a nickname for it yet. And as you can see, Nidoran was transferred to someone's PC. The reason why it was transferred is that you can only hold 6 Pokemon at a time. But that was my 6th Pokemon, so you guys are probably wondering, why did he go back to the PC? Well, I actually captured a second Spearow. The reason why I did this is because you actually need a second Spearow through a Pokemon trade, so you can get a Pokemon that you can only get in this version via a trade with a random NPC in the game, so that is why I went ahead and got that Spearow. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually wait, no, not yet. I'm going to go ahead and take my Nidoran out and then put my other Spearow in here, because I am not going to need that. Okay, we'll deposit my level 3 Spearow, and we'll withdraw my level 3 Nidoran. Now, off camera, the only other thing that happened to my Pokemon, because I mostly ran from all the fights I got into, was that I got Squirtle up to level 8, which means he learned his first special attack, Bubble. Bubble is not very powerful, but for this stage in the game, it is a special attack and it will help us, so I wanted to make sure we got Squirtle up to that level before I actually went to this next part, because the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to battle our rival for the second time. You can battle him very early on in this route over here after you pass the grass. Let me make sure my Pokemon are ready. This should look good enough. And let's go ahead and meet him. He's going to talk about the Pokemon League, which we actually can't access yet because we need the 8 gym badges across this land of Kanto. Once we get all 8, we can come back here and try the Pokemon League Challenge. But for now, we're going to get into a fight with Eric. Eric has 2 Pokemon now. He has a level 9 Pidgey, which seems very frightening at first, but we're not going to have any major problems with that, especially because we have Bubble. Bubble should do a decent amount of damage to it. Although Pidgey did a lot more damage than I was expecting him to, so this is going to be a very close battle. I do have a potion I could use just in case, but still, I hope I can actually do this without wasting too many items. If he hits me again with another attack, I'll go ahead and use the potion. He seems to be trying to lowering my accuracy, though. One thing I've noticed from playing this game in comparison with the later games of Pokemon, the Pokemon in Generation 1 are real jerks. They rely on, like, lowering your accuracy and lowering your defense pretty heavily, so you'll see them use a lot of those secondary, like Tail Whip, Sand Attack, and Growl attacks over and over again. I mean, it's not a foolproof strategy, but it is very annoying, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, his Bulbasaur is now up to level 8, but my level 5 Spearow can actually take care of this pretty easily, because grass Pokemon are weak to flying moves, so this is going to be a very simple battle. He will try to use Growl on you a few times, and he'll probably tackle you a few times too, but 3 normal pecks without getting growled should actually do him in. He'll also try to Leech Seed you, but chances are that's probably not going to do anything. And there, we beat our rival for the second time. Fairly simple fight, I have to admit, and My Pokemon didn't take any major damage either, so that's a pretty good thing. So yeah, now that we're done with that, we can go back to the Pokemon Center and we can actually move on. If you go further down this route, you'll find the Pokemon League, like I mentioned earlier, but we can't get into the Pokemon League yet, so we might as well leave for now and come back when we have the 8 gym badges. So while we're getting ready to go to this next area, I'll go ahead and talk about the Pokemon that we captured on this last route, because I still haven't talked about them yet. On that route, you can catch a Spearow, and like I said in the last video, Spearow is a very, very good early flying type, because he actually knows a flying move, unlike Pidgey. And Spearow also has a higher attack power as well, so Peck is actually going to do quite a bit of damage pretty early on, so it's good that we have Spearow on our team. As for the 2 Nidorans, I'm not a big user of the Nidorans. In fact, I try to avoid dual poison types whenever I can. But, I've heard they can be pretty good Pokemon. I had a Nidoking in one of my Generation 4 games, and it was pretty good, so they are definitely capable of being great Pokemon. I believe the male version is more oriented with offense and speed, I think. Well, not by much, but he is technically, I think, a little more speedy than the female variant. And the female is more oriented to defense, so you can use them however you want. I'm probably not going to use them in this playthrough, though. But they are good Pokemon. They have shown me results in the past, so that I do appreciate. Let's see. We're in the Viridian Forest right now. There's a lot of bug Pokemon here in the Viridian Forest. Because we're playing the blue version, the most common Pokemon we'll find is Caterpie. Trying to find one very quickly so I can go ahead and capture it. It's very weird. I've noticed that whenever you're in the Viridian Forest, either 2 things can happen. You'll either find Pokemon like almost every step you go, or it'll take like seriously like 2 minutes before you find something. That's just the way it's always been for me. It's what I've noticed when playing through this game. Okay, so here we go. We have a Caterpie. Caterpie can turn into a Butterfree, which it's a decent Pokemon, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. It does know a Psychic move, and like I'll mention much later in the game, Psychic moves are very, very, very powerful in this game, so it's good to keep that in mind, and good to have some Psychic moves with you as you go throughout the game. Hopefully this will not kill Caterpie. Unfortunately it did, which sucks, so I now have to find another one. I at least want to catch a Caterpie before I actually move on with the rest of the Viridian Forest. The Viridian Forest is not really that long of an area, but I remember when I was younger, I hated this area, because I easily got poisoned at almost every step I took, so there was a lot of running back and forth from the forest to the Pokemon Center, so that is one thing you'll probably have to deal with when going through this area. But overall, though, it's a pretty short area, so you shouldn't spend too much time here. You will if you can't find the Pokemon, though. This is taking a ridiculous amount of time. Come on, just find it. Surely a Caterpie can't be this hard to find. Okay, there we go. Got another Caterpie, and this one's actually level 4 too, so that's actually going to be good. I'm afraid to use Spearow though, even though Spearow's at a lower level. Peck will normally kill a Caterpie in 1 hit, so you want to be aware of that. Okay, another Tackle should be okay. Thank God, okay. Let's go ahead and catch this thing. There are 2 other Pokemon we can catch in the Viridian Forest, but there's really only a 5% chance of them actually appearing, so it's going to be a while before I find them. I'm probably going to have to catch them off screen just because of how long it'll take. But who knows, I might actually get lucky, it's hard to say. But I'm going to quickly go back to the Pokemon Center, put Caterpie in my party, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back with Caterpie in my party. I'm going to put Caterpie in front so we can kind of gain experience and evolve, because Caterpie has a very, very quick evolution tree. And over here, we actually have our very first Pokemon trainer. I know we've technically already had 2 Pokemon trainer fights from fighting Eric, but this will be the first actual, like, standard Pokemon trainer fight. This is a bug catcher with a Weedle, and I believe he also has a Caterpie, too. Weedles are bug and poison types, which, and he also has a poison attack, too, so we want to get Caterpie out of there, because Caterpie is actually weak to poison moves at this time. So we're going to put Spearow in his place. Spearow, once again, very good Pokemon to use here because he has a flying move, which will take down bug Pokemon very, very quickly. As you can see from that very quick battle. Caterpie will gain some experience because he was technically in the fights. And Spearow will also gain some, but let me put Caterpie back out for this next one. And once again, I'm just going to do the same thing, switch back to Spearow, and have him finish off the bug. I do want to get Caterpie up to his final evolution, because I might actually be using Caterpie for a little bit. Or, well, Butterfree when we actually get Butterfree. Mainly so we have a Psychic move, but once again, Butterfree is not going to be on my final team. In fact, at this point, I don't think any of the Pokemon I have right now are going to be on my final team. I'm just kind of raising them right now for early game purposes. In fact, we won't actually even get our first main Pokemon team member until after we beat the first gym, so yeah, we're going to be not having any permanent team members for a while. I think Spearow should be fine in this next fight. I was considering giving him a potion, but I don't think he's going to need it, so let's go ahead and fight another bug catcher. This one is a little different. He doesn't have any Caterpies with him, but he does have Weedles, and he actually has Weedle's first evolution, Kakuna, as well. Once again, just going to basically use the same strategy I used before. Bait and switch. It's a good technique. It always works. I am kind of worried about that, though, because I do not want Spearow to die right here. But thankfully, I can actually use another peck, and I'll be just fine. Oh, I got poisoned. Well, that's going to be an issue. There might be an antidote laying on the ground nearby this trainer location, though, so I should be okay. In the meantime, I can actually use my Squirtle to fend off the rest of these Pokemon, so that shouldn't be a problem. You could use Caterpie right here and actually use him to get all the experience, because Kakuna only has the move Harden, so he's not going to actually be able to attack us. But that'll take way too long, and I don't want to spend forever on this, so I'm going to go ahead and just switch to Squirtle. Always try to use special attack moves if you have them on these guys, because whenever they use Harden, they only increase their physical defense, not their special defense. So, special moves, they're not going to get affected by the Harden defense, so that's good. After this battle, I think Caterpie should go up to level 6. Indeed he does, and now he only has one more level before he actually can evolve for the first time. He'll be fully evolved at level 10, but he also has a mini secondary stage at level 7 through 9, so we'll have to deal with that first before we get too far into Caterpie's evolution. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go back to Squirtle again, because I do not want my Spearow to die right here. Spearow is also another Pokemon we can find here in the forest. They have a very, very, very low encounter rate in the blue version, though. In the red version, much like the Nidorans, Caterpie and Weedle will switch their encounter rates, so you'll find Weedle a lot more than you will Caterpie in the red version. And in the yellow version, you won't find Weedle in any of the Weedle evolutions at all. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Well, that kind of sucks, because Squirtle's poisoned now, and it's just going to cause some problems. But that's okay, we can manage. In fact, there is a possibility I can get out of the forest before Squirtle dies. Because I do have... well, no, I only have one more potion. Well, for right now, I am going to use the potion on Spearow, because I'm going to need him more in this area than I will Squirtle, and I'm also going to use this item up here, which is actually an antidote, which will actually cure the poison that Spearow has. Unfortunately, though, Squirtle might actually faint here in this area. I don't think there's anything up here, but I believe if you're playing the yellow version, you will actually find a trainer up here. So that's worth pointing out, but I'm going to ignore that and keep moving. The other Pokemon we can find in this area is a Pikachu, but Pikachus are ridiculously hard to find here. Aw, dang it! Yeah, I was hoping I could get to this potion down here before Squirtle fainted, but unfortunately that was not in the cards for me, but we still have our Squirtle, so we should be okay for the rest of this area. We only have one more trainer left, and this one only has one Pokemon. He has a level 9 Weedle. Why he would let a Weedle get up to level 9, I have no idea. But that's the way he decided to play this game, so I guess I can't judge too much. So, once again, Spearow is going to be our hero for this fight. Hopefully he doesn't get poisoned again. He does not get poisoned, and we do finish this fight, and if I time this correctly, Caterpie should actually be evolving here, too. Oh, nope, he doesn't. Okay. I'm guessing he got just a little bit short. That's okay, though. We can use the forest to train a little bit. How much experience does he need? Oh, yeah, he can actually finish that up right now, so let's go ahead and try to find a wild Pokemon before we leave. Oh, okay, this actually works. It's a Metapod. Level 6 Metapod, too, so that's going to be really, really good. Actually, no, he won't be able to evolve at all, because he's only going to get 30 experience for this, but one more fight after this should definitely do it. But yeah, Metapods are the evolved forms of Caterpies. Whenever you find Metapods and Kakunas in the wild, they're only going to know Harden, so it's well advised that you actually train a Caterpie and a Weedle up to level 7 rather than just catching a Metapod or Kakuna, because that way they'll actually have attacking moves. In fact, it's actually kind of funny because they don't even learn Harden in this game. I think they do in the Gold version and Silver version, and after that, every single version after that. But in the Red, Blue, and Yellow versions, they don't actually learn Harden if you just evolve a Caterpie or Weedle up to the next level. Which seems kind of weird, but they had a different strategy in mind when they were making this game, I guess. And Caterpie should be able to take out this guy by himself, so I want to give him that luxury. That way we can say he had at least one victory as a Caterpie. Although I'm not going to be able to say that if I keep missing my attacks. Come on, stop missing. It's very, very annoying. Although I guess Tackle does have maybe not a low hit rate, but it is low in comparison with other attacks, so it is going to miss quite a bit, unfortunately. But there we go! Our Caterpie grew to level 7, and it's actually going to evolve. Our first Pokemon evolution here in Episode 2. Yay! Caterpie evolved into Metapod. I approve of that. Also, right in front of this trainer right here, if you press the A button, you can find a hidden potion. But for now, we're going to leave the forest and I'm probably going to end the video right here, because I have no idea how I'm doing for time. I'm guessing not very good, but who knows. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Pokemon Center, heal my Pokemon, and in between this episode and the next episode, I'm probably going to train some of my Pokemon in the Viridian Forest, get Metapod probably up to level 9, maybe even get all of my Pokemon up to level 9, and I'll also be capturing some other Pokemon that I can get in the forest. I'll try to show all of my captures on camera, because I think that's important, that you guys actually see that I did capture them, and that I'm not, like, you know, trading them back and forth, and, you know, all of that, so I am going to try to show those off, but, for the most part, though, all the training and all that other stuff will be done off camera, so this has been SlimKirby, this has been Let's Play Pokemon Blue. I will see you guys next time when we, actually explore the next city, which was Pewter City, by the way, because I didn't mention that. And I'll show off what other Pokemon I can get in the forest. So, see you guys next time. Later, folks.